Hi class, it's Mrs. Perrone and we're on page 25 of your Shiny Math book. We're continuing our guided practice here, so go ahead and pause the video. I want you to try and solve problem number 4 on your own, and then when you're ready to check your work, play the video and see if your answer matches mine. Which situation could the numeric expression -8 plus 10 represent? Select all that apply. Please make sure that you are reading carefully. Select all that apply means that there's more than one correct answer. So make sure you read all of them carefully. There is more than one right answer. So we want to know which situation could be modeled by the expression -8 plus 10. So 8 negative things plus 10 positive things. So let's try option A. An atom has a positive charge because it contains 8 electrons that each have a charge of -1 and 10 protons that each have a charge of +1. So we have 8 electrons with a charge of -1. So 8 of them, and they each have a value of -1. That would be -8 total. And then 10 protons that each have a charge of +1. So we would add to that 10 positive ones, which is 10, and it looks like we have a match, so A is definitely one of the answer choices. We're going to keep looking though because it says select all that apply, which means there could be more than one correct answer. So next one, Janice sold 8 goldfish for a total of $10. Therefore, she made a profit of $2. So she sold 8 goldfish. We have 2 different units of measurement here where we have 8 goldfish and $10, and they're 2 different things. We can't really add them together to get a profit of +2. So I'm going to go no on this one. Let's look at option C. At a bus stop, 8 people got off the bus and 10 people got on. This means that the number of passengers increased by 2. So 8 people got off the bus. So if 8 people are subtracted from the bus, that's a negative quantity, -8. And then 10 people get on the bus, so we add 10 people to the bus, This means that the number of passengers increased by 2. Well, yes, -8 plus 10 is +2, so I'm going to go yes on this one. And option D, the temperature dropped 8 degrees and then another 10 degrees. The temperature is now -18 degrees. So when the temperature dropped 8 degrees, that's -8. So we're getting close, we're good there. And then it dropped another 10 degrees. So we would have to add to that -10 degrees. So it dropped 8 and then it dropped 10 more. So that's 8 negative things plus 10 more negative things makes a total of 18 negative things, or more specifically -18 degrees. So that's not quite what we had up here. We needed the 8 negatives and the 10 positives, so we have a mismatch with the 10s here, and so that's D is not an answer choice. So the correct answers were A and C. Moving on to number 5, it's a question about golf. And once again, this would be a good time to pause the video and try to solve the problem on your own. And when you're ready to check your work, play the video again. So this is about the game of golf. In golf, each hole has a score called par, which is the number of strokes a good golfer should take to get the ball in the hole. Scores that are under par are represented by a negative number. The table shows the golf scores for team members in a golf tournament. If the team's total score is -32, what is Curran's score? So we have a question mark here, and that's what we're trying to figure out. So we see the golfer Rose has a score of -9 or 9 under par. The golfer Garcia has a score of -15 or 15 under par. We don't know the last golfer's score, but we do know that the total score is -32. So when you see the word total in a math problem, usually it means you're going to be adding stuff up. So we're going to be adding stuff up. We know what the total is, and we're trying to find a missing number. So we know that -9, that's Rose's score, plus -15, that's Garcia's score, plus some unknown value, that's Curran's score, is equal to negative 32. So you could use a little bit of guess and check, but what I would probably do is, I know that if I'm adding together negative things, like if I add together 3 negative things, the result is negative. If I added together, if I imagine just for a moment that I was adding together 3 positive things, and the result was positive 32, I could figure out what this number was pretty easy, and then I know that whatever this number is as a negative would be the right answer. So 9 plus 15 is 24 plus something. I'm going to put a box here instead of a question mark. So 24 plus something is 32. So how would I figure out that something? I could use guess and check, I could count up from 24, or I could subtract 24 from 32. So 32 minus 24 is 8. So I know that 24 plus 8 is 32, and therefore the number that goes in this box, or in this little set of parentheses, must be negative 8. Because if I have positive 9 and positive 15 and positive 8, and that's positive 32, if I switch the signs of everything, negative 9 plus negative 15 plus negative 8, the result would be negative 32. So, showed my work up here. The question is asking, what is Curran's score? So make sure that you, when you state your final answer, put the negative result there. Since it's asking you a question in words, you should respond in words. We'll say Curran's score was negative 8, or in golf terminology, 8 under par. Last problem. Okay, now's a good time once again to pause the video and try to solve the problem on your own. And then when you're ready to check your work or compare your work with mine, play the video. Austin is watching a football game. His team loses 9 yards and then gains 5 yards. He doesn't watch the next play, but afterwards he sees that his team now has a total loss of 1 yard. How many yards did the team gain or lose on the play Austin missed? So we're going to write an equation that shows what he saw, what he missed, and then the total. Remember, if you see the word total, it means you're going to be adding stuff up. So his team loses 9 yards. If you lose 9 yards, that can be represented with the number negative 9. So he saw them lose 9 yards. And then they gained 5 yards, so that's positive 5. So we'll add positive 5. He doesn't watch the next play, so he doesn't, whatever happens next, he doesn't see it. So we're going to put an empty box there. He doesn't see the next play, but afterwards he sees that his team now has a total loss of 1 yard. So after these 3 things happen, they have a loss of 1 yard, which can be represented by the number negative 1. So we need to figure out what number do we need to put in the box so that when you add these 3 up, the result is negative 1. So let's add these 2 together first. Negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. So negative 4 plus some unknown number equals negative 1. If we were to think about this on a number line, here's 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. If we were here at negative 4 on the number line, we would have to add 3, add 1, 2, 3, add 3 to land at negative 1. So negative 4 plus 3 equals negative 1. Now that we've solved the problem, we need to respond to the question using words. So it says, how many yards did the team gain or lose on the play that he missed? Well, on this play that he missed, the team gained 3 yards. So we'll say the team gained 3 yards on the play that Austin missed. I hope this has been helpful to you guys, and I will see you in class. Bye.